So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're joining us. This is the third video for English 210 at SUNY Adirondack. In this video, what I wanted to do was show you some more specifics about Blackboard now that we're a week into the class and we've shaken out some of the bugs. And also to give you an overview of the class, a kind of big picture view and how I've arranged it in Blackboard, and a more micro view where we'll look at the next couple of weeks coming up. So when you're in Blackboard, this is the screen that you may see. You'll see my institution highlighted in this color. If you click on courses, you'll get a list of the courses in a course list in which you're a student. This is showing the courses where I'm an instructor. Select our course and you come to the home page. And on the home page you'll find two things that I care about. One is the announcements, and you'll see that I've been using this a lot. If you want to see an announcement, you just click on it and you'll actually see the whole list of them. And in these announcements I'm trying to post fairly regular updates about where we're going, how it's going, and general notes that I want to make to everybody and not just to a single student. You'll see, for instance, that I noted proposals were coming in, I remarked on the quiz, I pointed to a question a student had about the engagement grade, and I invited you to preview the whole course. So announcements are useful, and this is where this video will have appeared, and you'll know that because you will have found it unless you just clicked on it from your email. Back out on the home page, and I got there just by clicking this back button, you'll see this left-hand margin I keep talking about. There's a lot of stuff on that margin. There's only one thing for you to work with, which is content. Of course, you can always click to go back to the home page, but if you click on content, you'll find the two folders that I've mentioned. The first folder is where we're working for the rest of the semester. The second folder is just a list of the class resources from before spring break. Everything that was there is still there. If you open the folder we've been working in, you'll see that we've got the week of the 23rd that we're just coming out of, the assignment for the literary research essay, the topic proposal area where I've been commenting, and then you'll see a series of weeks. So this set of weeks, 2 weeks, we're working on poetry, and we'll also be looking at the college's library resources. And I'll come back to this section shortly. Cheers. These are the 2 weeks we're working in now. If you look ahead, you'll see that there's 2 weeks, the week of the 13th and 20th, where we'll build on that library research, write about it to each other, and I'll be looking for you to prepare a rough draft of your essay, the literary research essay. Final 2 weeks of the course, and so this is the last week of classes and exam week. You'll have 2 weeks to develop your essay from notes that you'll receive from the rest of us and propose a more formal essay. The essay's due the 3rd. I think that's consistent with what we've always had, and we'll have a wrap-up activity. And this is the Dropbox for your both the final essay but also the poetry essay. To come back to the weeks that we're working in now. So this week, which ends Sunday the 5th, my birthday, by the way, asks you to look at Jonathan Culler. Where does he write about poetry? I make some suggestions about what to do. I think I did this before, and Cassie or someone took a picture of it, may have posted it in Blackboard in the class notebook. So the main thing to do in this discussion, I'm going to click on it to open it, would be to participate both in a discussion of color. And if I click on this, you'll see that I started a discussion, I made a suggestion about something to write about, and you'll see that Emily is already working here. She started in 2 days ago. Way to go, Emily. So one of the ways to work, what I would do, is why start from zero? Look at the question, look at what Favor has posted, look at what Emily has posted, and see what you could add to what Emily is bringing to the table. And it looks like she's got some great stuff for us to think about. She's marked some quotations for us to think about. So build on what Emily is doing. Don't pretend Emily's not there. Pretend I'm not there if you want, but don't pretend Emily's not there. So that's a discussion of poetry through color, and the idea there is to get us to think about poetry in a way that we wouldn't just think about by ourselves. Now you've got color, you've got Favor commenting on color, but most importantly you have Emily posting what she has to say. And then I see that in the poem choice section where I'm asking you what poem are you going to present on and why, post here. And so Jenna, Krista, Emily, Britt, Ian have all indicated what poem they would like to work with. It would be helpful if we could see the actual poem. So if you have access to a link with the poem, or if you can take a picture of the poem, go ahead and connect it to what you've posted here. Or as you're posting, go ahead and do that. It could be helpful for us to see the poem, maybe even to hear the poem, right? So for this week, I'm asking you to participate in 2 discussions. And when you participate in a discussion, you're not just posting once. You want to add to what you've done. You want to add to what other people are doing. So I would suggest check back a couple times. Look for questions that I'm asking. Look for Easter eggs, should there be any. There aren't any yet, I'll say, but look for that. Now, if you want to get ahead, which I think is a very good idea, you come back out to, I'm back out here in the main folder. Here is the week of 3:30 and 4/6. Oh, I need to look at 4/6. So here's 3:30, here's 4/6. So do 2 weeks from yesterday, 2 things. Post some notes on the poem of choice for discussion, and you'll see what I'm suggesting that you do that. And also look through the available library resources. So if you open this folder, and again, this is not necessarily for this week, but for the following week, your poetry notes, you'll be posting them here. I'm suggesting format. And then what do you find in the library? And if you click on that one, you will see that I have some library resources. I'm going to add to this later because there's a really good set of videos on the college website that I'd like you to look at that one of the librarians has put together. So I will post that here. And as a reminder, let me post a reply. And I'll just simply say, I'm going to change the title. Remind me, post Samantha, she's one of the librarians, videos on, spell it right. Now I'll aim to do that before you remind me, but that's just a way to lay a reminder. Now this is not a bad way to work. You'll see what I did there. I have something I want to do. I'm not scrambling to do it in the moment. I'm going to come back and do that, and I've just left myself not an Easter egg, but breadcrumbs. I planted a seed. I don't use your metaphor. So that's the next couple of weeks. If I come back out to content, re-enter the rest of the semester, I could go through and do this for each of the weeks, and I want to invite you to do that. You'll see, after the next 2 weeks, so 3 and 4 weeks from now, we'll be working from databases to find materials. We'll be preparing a draft and posting it for review, right? I'll back away from that. And then the weeks of the 27th and into May, week of the 27th, we'll be reviewing papers for MLA issues. And on the 3rd, that is when the essay will be due. So that's a little over a month from now, right? 5 weeks from now, I think. And we'll have some discussion as well and a wrap-up activity that I will be posting. And so if we go in this folder, this is the very last folder, some questions, what you might propose as a wrap-up activity, and then I'll post a decision about that here. Okay. So I hope this is useful. I'll follow up on it. You should follow up with me. And I look forward to seeing you in the class, and stay safe.